The first thing we're going to do is to find out how many terms there are in this expression. We all agree that this is an expression, so how many terms there are in this expression? You count the terms by looking at the separating signs. You will either look at a plus or a minus sign. So between this plus sign there is this term and this term. You don't consider them as terms if they are separated by a division or a multiplication. You consider them as terms if they are separated by a plus or a minus sign. So you count 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 terms in this expression. So there are 3 terms in this expression. The next thing we're going to do, what coefficients do we have here? The coefficient is what now? Is the value or a digit in front of a variable. It could be in front or at the back, but it's that value which multiplies a variable. We're gonna go to a variable and understand. So all I can tell you is that what coefficients do we have here? We have 3 as a coefficient multiplying a variable. This is a variable, and then 7 is a coefficient. So you've got 2 coefficients, and we can write them as 3, 7. So 3 is a coefficient and 7 is a coefficient. Do we have any exponents here? Yes. Remember, this is an exponent of 1, this is an exponent of 1, this is an exponent of 3. So what exponents do we have here? We have 2 as an exponent, we have 1 as an exponent. So per this term, first term, second term, third term, for this term there is an exponent of 1, and then we have an exponent of 3. Here's an exponent of 3. How many bases do we have here? Bases are those terms or are those variables that have an exponent on them. So you find a base where there is an exponent. So this is an exponent, its base is x. This is an exponent, its base is x. We already wrote that. This is an exponent, its base is y. This is an exponent, its base is 5. Very good. So let's just separate them. So the next thing, do we have any constant values here? Constant values, what are constant values? Constant values would be the values that represent digits. Let's just put it that way. So do we have any digits here? So yes, I would say 5 is a constant, but with a condition that if you simplify it, it's not going to be 5, it's going to be 5 certain value. But in this case, let's just say this is a constant on its own like this. And also one can also add that 3 is a constant here, even though it's a coefficient, but it can also be a constant, and 7 is also a constant. Then do we have any variables here? Variables are the terms or the values, not necessarily values because these are x and y's, but are those terms within the expression that can vary, that can change. So x can change. You can, if you put x as 1 here, x can change. If you put x as 2, the value of this expression will change. So we have a variable that is x and a variable that is y. So how to write this as an equation? Making this an equation would simply write it the way it is. You don't necessarily have to write the ones, but for those people who just want to go through it with understanding, you can write the ones, but you don't necessarily have to do that. Equal sign, equal to what? 0. Why 0? Because the original expression had nothing after that, so 0 means nothing. There is nothing there. So this is an equation.